Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our day 8, day 14 of our Smart Financial Move series. My name is Jidene, your favorite financial educator here on TikTok, and I talk to people of my color in the diaspora about finance and how to use or position yourself to take advantage of it. In the past 13 days, I've been doing what I call the Smart Financial Move series, whereby every day I come talking about whereby every day I come having conversation around several topics that have to do with us. It's been awesome 13 days showing up every day, streaming back to back. Guys, it's really is stretching for me, to be honest, but this is one of the things I do once every quarter. If I'm going to be frank with you, I'm so waiting for this series to finish so I can have my life back to myself. It's as though I've been sacrificing myself in the past 13 days, but this is what we do for the community. We make sure we show up, guys. So please, let's get the like to 1,000. You can see that my energy seems a little bit low today. To be honest, I didn't feel like coming, to be very honest. I just felt like going somewhere to relax my head and cool off. But we have to show up, like I keep saying, we have to show up. I don't know the person that would listen to me today, and that person would make a decision that would have a major impact on his family and by extension his generation to come. So for us, this is why we show up. Guys, we are not liking. Please tap on the like. Let's get that like to 1,000 so that we can continue. Gunners, what are you looking for in my stream today? Let's get the likes to 1,000. All right, so that's maybe that would ginger my energy a bit. I think I was on a live stream this morning. One of my brother invited me to his community, where we had conversation around investment and how to make the most. Gunners may not like now. If you no drop coin, at least I go tap reach 1,000. Gunners. So I was on his live stream today and we had some conversation around investing, finance, and it was quite insightful. It's been a long time I had the opportunity of such engagements. It's a mix of spiritual and also talking about investment and the likes. So some of them will be joining me tonight. So I might need to do a little recap of what I also did yesterday so I can carry them along, because there were several questions that were asked that I could not answer, that period. All right, so today we are looking at a very good Jesus. This like is not moving, you guys. You're just tempting me to switch off and go and rest. Don't be honest. You are tempting me seriously to just switch off and go and rest. Guys, I am pushing myself, so encourage me, please. Encourage me. Let's get that like to 1,000 so I can flow. In the past 13 days, I've been talking about the ability to create a system that will be to your advantage. Thank you so much, 1DK. Understanding that the moment you keep waiting for the system to give you the kind of life you came here to look for, you will technically be at the lower end. Why? Because the system was never designed to make you wealthy. All right, so we had that conversation a little bit in the first day, whereby we had to really sit down and ask ourselves, why did we come here? What did we come here to settle for? And I keep saying that if you are doing something for 3 years minimum and it seems like nothing is working, it's every possibility that most likely there's a lack of information somewhere or you are doing something wrong. So it's important for us to understand. Zig Ziglar said this, and I quote it a lot, that you cannot keep doing the same thing the same way every time and expect a different result. It's called the definition of insanity. So it's important for us to really have that review and look through what we are doing, where we are, and ask ourselves, how can we make the most of life and maximize the opportunities that life in the UK has for us? So that's the place where we started the conversation. Then we also spoke about debt, dealing with debt, understanding that debt is a product. Debt is not a blessing. Debt is not an answer to prayer from God. At the back end of debt, there are people who are making money out of it. So I mentioned that if I did a quick analysis of my account statement between 2022 and 2023, overdraft interest alone, I've paid nothing less than £700 overdraft interest. It's shocking how £5 here, sorry, £1 here, 0.5 pounds here could cumulatively add up within 2 years to be £700. So imagine that kind of amount. And I'm not heavy, I wasn't using overdraft as then, not as heavy then. So imagine having such a thing. Then a bank has 1 million users. That's like 700 times 1 million. That's 700 million. So you see that the only reason why they keep giving you overdraft, the only reason why they keep giving you credit card is not because they want you to prosper, it's because they are making money from it. Trust me, the day the bank stop making money from overdraft and credit card, they will stop offering it as a service. So you have to understand that debt is a product. Debt is not an answer to a problem. Debt is not a solution to lack. Debt is the only and the most secured way to live above your means. Why? Because it's already evident that the money in your hand cannot handle or cater for the need. Hence, I need to depend on something that is not my own to try and use it to handle my means. So you find out that debt is actually designed for you to live above your means many times, because it simply means that you cannot afford it at point in time. So you have to sit down and understand the game of debt. And I explained it that many people get locked up in things that they don't want for a long period of time. Why? Because they have debt that they are servicing. So it becomes difficult for them to make decisions that will move them forward. Why? Because there's a major debt that must be serviced every month. So imagine taking car finance of maybe £20,000 and you are required to pay maybe £600 every month. Not for 2 years. Even after ILR, you'll still be paying that money. So such a person would find it very risky to say, I want to leave my job to create another stream of income. Why? Because he knows at the end of the month, there's a debt that he has to sort. So imagine that kind of person took that one. He's also have a phone that is purchasing on contract. He's paying £44 for that one on contract. That is not enough. He also took mortgage. And mortgage also is maybe paying 750 or £1,200 every month on that. Can you see how the person is building his life around debt? So it's going to be difficult for that person to lose that major stream of income, which is your salary. So you have to understand the game of debt and ask yourself, how am I playing the game of debt? Many of us play the game of debt in a way to our disadvantage. Why? Because we use it on liabilities. We use it on Klarna. We use it on Timo. We use it on car finance. We use it on everything that has no potential of adding value to us, as against using debt the way the rich use it to gather and accumulate assets. For instance, one of my friends became a property owner. What did he use? He used debt. He jumped into mortgage, into buy to rent using debt. Why? Many of us would rather take that debt to go and buy a car that we know that our salary is not able to take care of. So if you are using debt for liabilities, what is liability? Anything that is taking money from me without adding money to me. That is a poor and a bad way of using debt. Such a person will remain a slave to debt for a long period of time. And you know the disadvantage of that? The seed that you ought to use to take care of your future, the seed that you ought to use to take care of your future, you'll be using it to service debt. So imagine somebody who is paying £600 per month in debt towards car finance. Imagine that same money going into an investment pot that probably is giving you just 10% per month for that same period that you will be using to finance that car. Can you see the difference? So the seed that should give you the opportunity for financial freedom and potential for increase, you have rather incurred and using it to service debt. It's sounding like my home country, Nigeria. When I was listening to the budget and they said that more than 70% of the profit that Nigeria will make that year, it will be used for servicing debt. So how will growth happen in a country? How will growth happen in somebody's life whereby the seed that you should be sending on assignment into your future, you are already using it to service debt? Unfortunately, the debt is a debt that is not adding value to you. I call liability. What are liability? I explained that also. That liability is anything that is taking money from you without the potential of adding money back to you. So for instance, you went on car finance to buy a car. On every month, you are paying £600 to finance the car, right? Beautiful. Number one. Number two, you know that you have to also pay tax on that car. You have to pay insurance on that car. Then you also have MOT on that car. And you also have servicing on that same car. So in other words, that car alone is taken from you in 4 or 5 different points. Monthly repayments back, MOT, that's annual, right? Car servicing, insurance. Can you see it? It's taken from you in 4 different sources, just that same car. So all you are looking at is, I have £23,000 to pay back in car finance. But you are not looking at the multiple things that same car, oh, thank you, fuel, thank you. That's 5, Abby. That's one car that you just bought is taking money from you from 5 different streams. But you know the other funniest thing about that car? The moment you drove it out of the buyer of the dealership shop, you cannot sell it at that same price. From statistics, it has shown that it has lost value by a minimum of 15%. That means if you have spent £25,000 to buy it, if you want to go back and resell it, you cannot sell it at that same amount. But you know the painful part of it is the fact that the reason why you bought it, it is not going to add money back to you again. So you are not using it for delivery. You are not using it for Uber. You just want to use it to go to work. Now, we need to understand the purpose of a car. Car is plainly a means of movement from one location to another. It's not necessarily about aesthetics. And that's why you have to look at yourself and look at what can you afford, not in terms of what the company is willing to borrow you. What can you afford so that you don't throw yourself into another boundary that puts you under financial pressure? Now, the second one I want to speak about is our mortgage. Many of us, the way we buy our first house, we are buying it as though that's the last house we would ever buy in the UK. How do I mean? You are on a salary of £24,000. You know it. Combined salary in the family is around £55,000 to £60,000. Now, you went to buy a house that the monthly repayment of your debt is around 1,400 or 1,500 at maybe 4% interest rate or 4.3 or 5% interest rate. And you were able to secure that loan for 5 years straight. Now, the only way you are thinking of how to pay back that mortgage is on your salary. Don't forget it. All right. You start. It becomes a struggle to start with. After a while, 5 years will complete. You need to remortgage. What usually happens 5 out of 10 times is when you go back to remortgage, you cannot get it at the same rate that you bought it 5 years ago. Hence, what you are paying £1,500 per month for, if you are not careful, it can jump as high as £1,800 per month. You see why some people, after the first 5 years of their remortgage, they probably sell the house back. Why? Because they cannot afford to keep paying that money again.
So you see that the same mortgage that was meant to be a blessing has now become a yoke on somebody's neck. Why? Because bank said based on your affordability check, they can give you 350 or 400 pounds. But you are just looking at it in the immediate now. You are not looking at the fact that if anything happens to my work, will I still be able to afford to pay my mortgage? And that's why I say when you are buying your first house, don't buy it as if you are buying your retirement home. I like getting into the water and testing it and seeing, okay, all right, so this is a new ground for me. How can I manage it? If there's a change in my lifestyle, will I be able to still afford this mortgage? So because they say I am qualified to get a house of 350 pounds, does not mean I have to go for a house of 350 pounds. Because what you are doing is you are increasing your risk threshold. And if there's any simple distortion in your life, you see how all the cards can crumble down overnight. So we have to understand that debt is a product, is a game, either in overdraft, either in credit card, either in any of this financing. So you have to ask yourself, whatever I'm using it for, does it have the potential to bring money back to me? That is a good debt. If it does not have any potential to bring money back to me, it's already telling you that you cannot afford it. It's already telling you that you have to use it wisely. You have to consider if there's any change in my lifestyle, will it push me over limits? This is why some people would have no choice but to do extra shifts. This is why some people would have no choice but to do 2 jobs. And you know what you are doing? You are stealing from your future. Why? Because the time you should be using to build something that will take care of your future, you are actively enslaving yourself to take care of some other people because of the debt that you are incurring on top of yourself. So we have to understand that because it is accessible to you does not mean it is a blessing. You have to ask yourself, what am I using it for? Am I using it for liability, or am I using it to build assets to myself? So the person that used Klarna as a baker to go and buy something on Amazon for his cake business is using debt the right way. Why you that use Klarna to go and buy something on Amazon, a cloth or the new swimming pool that they are advertising everywhere now, you are sitting down and asking yourself, what I'm using it to buy, will it add value to me? Number one. Number two, is it a need or is it a want? A need means it's a necessity. A want means it will not add value, number one. And number two, I don't need it to survive. Why? Because you must cut your coat according to your position. You will never remain there forever. But one thing that can make you remain there forever is your lifestyle, what you are using money to do, especially this funny money which they call overdraft and credit card or any form of finance. So it's important for you to know that it's not a blessing, it is a product. So stop bragging on the fact that you have 4 credit cards. Guy, number one, you are even shutting your brain from thinking of how can I create my own instead of depending on a funny money that cannot take care of me. So we had that conversation. We had conversation talking about credit card and understanding how to really build your credit score. You don't need a credit card to build your credit score. And it's not necessarily about credit score, it's about your credit report. You can have a good credit score and still be denied for a good finance, even for your mortgage. Why? Because it is what is in your credit report, talking about your spending pattern, how you interact with money. Are you always depending on Klarna every now and then? How many debts are you incurring, even if you are paying it back? Why? Because the bank is asking himself, you want to take the biggest loan in your life, which is a mortgage. Let's assume you want to take 100 and 200 pounds, 1,000 pounds from the bank. The bank is asking, if we give this guy 200,000 pounds, number one, that guy has increased his tax, whatever is incurring as tax. Does he have any other thing or any kind of lifestyle, either now or in the past, that can become a trigger that if anything happens similar again, it will affect us getting our money back? So you have to understand that it is so much about your report, not your credit score. And I explained the 10 things that you need to put into consideration to build a good credit report or a credit rating here in the UK. So stop carrying that credit score on your head. It's just a number. But when they start digging into your report, for instance, somebody was denied mortgage at a good rate until he met a good mortgage advisor that helped him or helped her looked into her reports. Why was she denied of a good rate? When she was staying in her former house before moving to her new house, to the rented apartment where she was staying now, she left without communicating with the internet provider company there. So she moved to the new house believing that she has sorted all the bills there. And you know how this thing works. If you owe money, they no go pursue you. All they do is they will keep sending mail to the house where you registered. Look at the current house where you are staying. You know that the person who was staying there before, you still receive mail of that person, right? You still receive mail. So you find out that the email has been going there to that property again and again with the fact that she's owing just 20 pounds again and again, and she has not paid. Do you know that because of that, many mortgage lenders could not borrow at a good rate? Why? Because there was something pending to her name, 20 pounds. Just 20 pounds. In this country, you find out, you'll be shocked how they can deny you something because of 10 pounds bad behavior back to back. So you need to sit down and understand what really affects your report. That one has a major impact on how lenders will see you than having a score of 500 or 800 and whatever. So you find out that it's more about your report, your spending pattern, how you engage and interact with money, and how do you meet up with your bills and many things here in the UK than that score. So I have that video, I've loaded it to my YouTube channel for whoever missed it, so that you stop because many people, the major reason why they are collecting credit card is because they say they want to build their credit score. True or false? That's one of the major reasons. However, they have now incurred a lifestyle of debt. You have not missed so much. Again and again and again and again. They started by saying, I'll just be using 10 pounds. Before you know, they started using 20 pounds. I've seen people who have maxed out their credit, like max it out. Out their credit. Maxed out. Do you know what that means to a lending body? Do you know what that means on your report? It means that you are heavily dependent on debt. So why would I want to give you at a good risk, knowing that you are really risky to me? So you see how all these things have impact. Every decision you are making today have a major impact on your possibility of bigger things in the future. I know a family ahead of them. The bank has already told them, okay, we are giving you the money. So they give them approval for the mortgage. You understand? The loan. But many people don't know that a bank will check on you 3 times in the buying process. Guys, maybe I'll talk about mortgage tomorrow a little bit. I was trying to bring somebody to come and talk about, but I didn't get, so I'll just give you my own knowledge. I might not have superior expertise on it, but I'll give you what I know, and what I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know it. All right, so imagine them. They've spoken, they've shown their affordability. The bank has checked their reports, they have checked their their finance. They see that really, yes, these guys can afford it. You know, when you do that, after that, there will be lawyers to lawyers, solicitors to solicitor will start the conversation, looking at the paper to make sure you are protected and make sure you are secure. 3 times the bank will check on you. Number 1, when you want to come for your agreement in principle, they will check your rating, they will check what has happened in your life before you came on it to make sure that you are not a risk person to them borrowing the money. That's the first one. So they will approve that. Once that is approved, the second check they will do on you, and many people don't know this, is when they have done that, once they want to approve the mortgage, like, okay, we have agreed that we'll borrow you this money, they'll do another check on you. 2 things happen to somebody. Number 1, in between them, one person that I know changed job and moved to another high-paying job. The bank pulled away that offer. Why? Because you are moving into a new job, even though for you is high, but to them they are asking, are they sure that this person will pass probation? Are they sure that this finance will stay for a long period of time? Another person, one mistake that another person did after the bank has approved that mortgage, they went on start looking at, we are moving to a new house, so we need to start buying things that will put into the house. They went into a furniture store and they saw furniture on credit. They jump on it. Believing that the bank has approved that they will be giving you that loan for your purchase. But they didn't know that the bank will still do a final check before they release the money to your solicitor to pay. So because of that, do you know that the bank, even after approving that loan, pulled her from the contract because these people went to buy chair of 5,000 on credit again? Guys, you need to understand that every step you are taking financially leaves a track and has an impact on who you can become and what you can get in the future, especially when it comes to things that matter. So that's why you don't leave finance based on, and I'm saying this because of this thing called credit. Credit has messed up many people. Credit has had major impact on what could have been a true story of testimony in somebody's life because of the way they are interacting with credit. So I tell people, please make sure you don't do it the wrong way. There is a right way. It's on my page. Then the next day, I'm doing a recap. The next day, we spoke about budgeting and understanding your financial management system. That it is not so much of how much is coming into your hand. It is so much of how much is staying in your hand. So thank you so much. You can make as much as 100,000 or 70,000. If at the end of the year is only 2,000 that is in your hand, somebody that is making 35,000 at a year and is able to keep the same 2,000 is doing way better than you, even though you are earning more. So before we start talking about earning more, we have to sit down and ask ourselves, what system are we earning it into? And one of the things I told you is your bank is doing you something that is very good. What? By giving you your account statement. Many of you need to go to your bank and download your account statement. Please, I recommend you do it once every quarter. Don't do it at the end of the year. Do it every quarter, once every quarter. Download your account statement for the past 3 months. Now, if you are doing it for the first time, download from January till date. You know what is inside that account statement? It is showing you your engagement and interaction with money. It's not just showing you where money is coming from. It is showing you your lifestyle when it comes to money, where your money is going to. It's showing you this is your life habits. This is how you engage with money. Now, when you download it, what do I usually tell people to do? Put it into any of this AI. It might be ChatGPT or Perplexity. I use Perplexity for this exercise. And I tell it, please analyze and show me my spending pattern. Where is money is going to? Categorize it for me. When I did that in 2024, I discovered that in a month, I do averagely of 250 pounds in TikTok coin just by gifting people. Trust me, when I am spending it, I will never spend 250 at once, bam. So I will most likely not know that that's what is happening. Because you do 10 pounds here, you do 8 pounds here, you do 20 pounds here, you do 10 pounds here. But because you are not paying attention to the fact that it's going in trickles, especially anything that goes from your hand in trickle, please pay attention to it. Payment in 3 installments, payment in 4 installments. Pay attention to those things. Why? Because it's giving you an idea of nothing is happening until you sit down and aggregate it and find out that you have spent nothing less than almost 1,500 pounds on something that is not adding value to you. Do you know that if I increase your salary, it will not necessarily better your life? It will just expose more money to those kind of life spending pattern. So I say that thing is a great blessing that your bank is giving to you. Why? Because you see how you are engaging and interacting with money. So within it, you find out that for Timo, in the past 3 months, you have spent almost 500 pounds on Timo. Why? Because you are using Klarna. But there is no 500 pounds in your savings account. Many of you will see that click on the yellow cart or shopping cart. You have done nothing less than almost 400 pounds. Many of you will see from Lemfi that you have done almost 3,000 or 4,000 pounds in sending money back to Nigeria in the past 5 months. But you cannot show me 200, 250 or 2,500 pounds in savings in your bank account. So if you don't sit down to know where your money is going to, You'll find out that you can repeat that same routine and pattern for a whole year, and you keep complaining that money is not enough. While the first thing you ought to do is sit down and ask yourself, where is my money going to? What is my spending habits? Where are the leakages? Where are the loopholes in my spending culture? Why? Because if you cannot measure it, you cannot control it. If you cannot measure it, you cannot improve it. If you cannot measure it, you cannot manage it. How do you put it in ChatGPT? If you have ChatGPT, you'll see a plus sign there. Click on it. It will tell you to add document. So you have downloaded it as Excel or PDF. Add it to it and tell it to analyze. The way I use Claude is amazing. My PayPal, my Stripe account, everything is connected to Claude. Claude can practically go in and show me how money is coming in and coming out from my business. So nothing is meeting me by shock or by surprise. Before I enter into another wasteful quarter, I am able to look at it and say, wow, Jide, you spent £500 on TikTok shop because it is summer last month. If you continue like this and you are eating the seed that you should be planting for your future, what will it be like at the end of the year? What will it be like at the end of the year? You've missed nothing much, but you've missed a lot. What will it be like at the end of the year? So it's important for you to know that before you think of making more money, ask yourself, what kind of lifestyle am I using the money on? How are you, Mr. Olu? Well done. So it's important. In that process, you start noticing that, wow, the reason why I could buy TikTok coin easily is because the account card that is attached to my Apple Store or my Google Play Store is my salary account where there is overdraft. So even if there's no salary, there is overdraft. Passe. Welcome, sis. How are you doing? There's overdraft. Passe. So money easily flows out. Money does not just easily comes in. Money easily flows out. And even when you don't have the money, you have overdraft and Klarna to still use to make the money flow out. Thank you so much. And you can practically do that for the next 10 months of your life. Some of us has been doing the same thing for the past 10 years. Sorry, not 10 years. You've not been here in 10 years. For the past 3 years of your life. So if you don't pay attention to where your money is going to, one day you go say, help me, I don't know where they carry me go. Claude, not cloud. CLAUDE.ai. Claude AI. You understand? Thank you so much for the person who typed. So somebody has typed it there. So you have to first pay attention and know where your money habits. Where is your money routine? And what is the next thing? When you start discovering that is budgeting, it does not mean I do it because I don't have much. Budgeting is what you do because you need to give direction to your money. The money that you do not give direction to before it comes in, trust me, you'll be shocked where it goes to. Guys, have you remembered that before they pay you salary, you say you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this. Immediately they pay you salary, is like a spirit bounce on you. That's when you feel like a big boy, a big lady, and you are just flanging life. It's until when you have almost finished spending the money, you now remember, Kai, I say I want to buy this thing, but the money don't go where you don't plan for. Why? Because there's no budgeting system. So there is nothing guiding your lifestyle on a monthly basis. We just keep trusting God for more. We just trust God for something. So there's no way to measure what you can improve there. There's no way to look at what can I improve. You can't look at your lifestyle and tell yourself that I know what my spending will be. I know when I'm going off limits. Another app that can help you with this, and I mentioned it also, is called Snoop. SNOOP. You know why I like Snoop? And I'll mention Snoop was the first thing that gave me the first liberation when it comes to finance and where I'm spending money. Snoop is an app. You can download it on your Play Store or Google Store, any of those ones, Apple or Google Store. What does Snoop does for you? You connect your bank account to Snoop, especially where your major expenses is going out from. You know what Snoop will do? Snoop will aggregate all what you have been spending in the past. It might be up to 1 year now. We aggregate everything and analyze and show you where your money is going to. It will let you know that you have spent so amount on this. You have spent so amount on this. Snoop will let you know if you have enough money to take care of your expenses for next month. It's SNOOP. Snoop, like Snoop Doggy Dog. SNOOP. That's the name of the app. You know what Snoop did for me in 2023? When I look into my Snoop, I discovered that my house rent in the past 18 months was roughly around £29,000. The first thing that hit my heart was, wow, Jide, this is down payment going. The only person who was happy was my landlord. There's no way I could ever be happy. And I was in overdraft debt of minus £2,800. Month on month, I keep carrying it to next month. Why? Because I have to pay house rent of 1,550. But because I have a system of looking at what has been my spending, how much have I spent on this? How much is going into this? Guys, do you know that £1,500 as house rent in 5 months is £90,000? I just say make I tell you. Hope you know it's £90,000 in 5 years, rather 5 years. So you came into the UK from the very first day you lived in that house for 1.5 till you get your ILR. Hope you know you've paid £90,000 in house rent. I'm not talking council tax. I'm not talking energy. Just house rent. But that information helped me to sit down and ask myself that, number one, rent is my biggest expense on a monthly basis. Anything I can do to drop this thing will give me more breathing space when it comes to finance. But if there was no Snoop to measure it or to give me that kind of information, bro, sis, how can I make an informed decision? You see, when I say what you cannot measure, you cannot improve. What you cannot measure, you cannot improve. So I can practically be going to NSPPD every day and asking God to liberate me and give me more money. Why my first major liberation is in the fact that I can track that thing. Wow. For me, do you know that it was the first financial miracle that God helped me to reset? So I had to sit down and tell my wife, if you say we want to stay in Luton and keep staying here for the next 5 years, we would have roughly paid more than £90,000 in house rent. Number two, all that money would have gone to landlord and it will have nothing for us in the future. So it is gone. So what did we do? We had to sit down in the name of there's no COS, nobody is giving COS. Guy, it is what you carry in your mind becomes your reality. But I've seen something about people who look for results. There's always a way. A way would always come out. I myself was the one that was starting looking for COS for my wife. If I tell you the number of applications I did, I would have apply. Our own is to go and do interview. That's how we designed it. Because we knew that once we could able to break that threshold of that spending on our house rent, we would able to make significant change for ourselves. So we were able to move from Luton to Wirral, which is close to Liverpool. You know what happened within the first year of moving? We were able to save nothing less than £6,000 from house rent. We did not make more money, but because of that financial decision that was brought by a system that helped me to track and monitor my expenses, I was able to draw down one of our major expenses in 1 year by £6,000. What is COS? Oh, sorry, I guess you are not in the UK. COS is we call it certificate of sponsorship. That's one of the criteria where people use to acquire stay here in the UK. So we needed to get another company to sponsor us on that. All right. So by so doing, we're able to save 6,000. Do you know how many months, how many hours you would work to save 6,000? So, but because we have a system of tracking and measuring, we're able to beat that limitation. But we did not stop there. Why? Because we know that whatever we still pay as rent, it is OT law. It belongs to the landlord. It's not our own. Within 1 year, we're able to create a budget for ourselves to say one of the biggest things we can do to ourselves now is to get a property for ourselves. Do you know that we're able to move from rented apartments after 1 year in that new place and move to our own property. Guys, do you know how much we pay for our mortgage monthly repayment now? £750. A 3-bedroom, 2 toilets, big car park. I can park like 4 cars in my car park, and a good garden behind also. By just making smart, sound decision from information. Now, I've been able to switch it from paying the landlord's mortgage, all in the name of rent. Hope you know, I said it and I say it again. Everybody is on a mortgage. Is either you collect it directly and you keep building with the potential of something for yourself in the future, or you collect it indirectly through rent. Wow, by landlord collecting mortgage, they're now giving it to you as rent, and at the end of the month, is still making profit on you. So now we can start building. Look at how much we have saved from 1,550 to 750. Guys, you know what that means? So roughly, we have been able to reduce it by over almost 800 per month. Wow, 800 per month. That is how much in a year? 800 per month is equal to what? 9,600 in a year. Where am I paying 750? It's called Wirral. It's close to Liverpool. Wirral. Why? Because I discovered that the more you move up, the cheaper your cost of living. The cheaper your cost of living. Guys, you must understand why you came to the UK. You did not come to UK to tell them you are working in London. You came to UK to make sure that at the end, there's something you can gather and say, this is what I have gathered after my hard labor. And you cannot come to UK and act as if you are settled already. No, you are still on a move. You are still on a move. So the question is, how can I drop my cost of living? Especially the things that are taking money from you regular. Guys, there's a template on my bio. You see the link on my bio. It's a budgeting template. From there, it will help you to start seeing where your spending is. It helps you to know if you would ever have savings in the next 5 months, next 1 year, if you keep spending the way you are spending. So download it, use it for yourself, use it to track where your money is going to on a monthly basis. See how you can review it. See what are not needs that you are spending money on. The template is free. Yes, it's on my bio. How do you get it? Let me show you where to get it. Guys, I'm already doing wrap up because today is day 14. By tomorrow, I'll be done with this Smart Financial Move series. I've been streaming every day for the past 13 days. Every day, 6 p.m., coming to talk about all these different topics. Every day, I have been doing it. So how do you get it? Let me turn my screen to show you how to get it. Some of you are just meeting me now. Thank God you still met me. It's better late than ever. All right, so you go to my bio for the person who asked about the budget template. You go to my bio. You click on it. When you click on it, somebody said, I've been missing a lot. I'll tell you how you can get most of the things you have missed. I'm opening it now. This second link here, you can see it. On this YouTube channel, all the video that you have missed so far, I have uploaded it. So when you click on it, make sure you subscribe. You will see access to all the videos that I have been explaining since morning. I broke it down step by step in the video there. So you can see them there. I keep uploading them so that those that missed any of the section, you can still have access to it. Snoop just showed me the story of my life. If you want to come and share, we don't mind. Then for the template, the person that spoke about the template, you see this free budget template download. If you click on it, it will bring a pop-up. All you need to put is your name and your email, and it will send it directly to you so that you can have access to the template. All you need to do is save it, go to file, click on save, and you have access to it automatically. Somebody said that Snoop just showed me my life story. How I wish I can hear the story. Snoop just showed you your life story. Do you know, without that information, You can literally continue like that for the next 7 years. I will keep complaining why it seems like things are not working. So you see the power of information. You're welcome. Everybody that came from Mr. Zion's stream, we had a section this morning, which was a powerful one. You're welcome. All right, so you see how powerful such app can help you see how you are spending so that you can make a smarter decision. You're welcome, people. Don't worry, we'll still talk about investment. Then after that, the next class I had, I talked about the fact that if you look at all the reason why people are jumping on debts or jumping on all these things called credit or everything that we're mentioning, is because they don't have a strategic, see English, a strategic system for growth. They don't have a strategic system for growth. So they keep waiting for whatever will be. Or rather, they keep waiting for whatever the system can give them. They keep working hard every now and then, believing that one day it go better, one day it go change, one day things go work, not knowing that you have to create the pathway for the kind of life you came here for. You cannot depend on the system to give you that life. You have to sit down and ask yourself, how can I move from where I am to where I ought to be? And like I explained this morning for those who were on that stream, if you remember, I said everybody will literally go through this pathway in life. Everybody will literally go through this pathway in life. We'll call this place age, right? Then we'll call this place potential or possibility. From 0 to 18, nobody is really expecting so much from you. And even if your family is not ready to cater for you, the government will cater for you because it's a dependency period. So in other words, you are not expected to start struggling at this age, especially if in a Western world. There is something created somewhere within the system to take care of you. So we call it that dependency stage of your life. However, between 18, I like calling it 60. This period of your life, it is called your active season, whereby the government is telling you that, sorry, we cannot cater for you. You have to do something with your life so that you can take care of yourself. I call this season the gift of your life, the gift of your becoming. Why? Because this is the place whereby you are meant to not just dream. You are meant to create and to build. Many of us use this period building. But what we are building, are we sitting down to ask us, is it going to take care of me? Is it going to give me that security that I said I came here for, especially from a financial point of view? Or the way I'm building, will it help me or make me keep depending on the system all my life? Whereby the system said will increase your minimum wage by another 50p, and that's the only way your money is growing, your salary or your earning is growing. Why? Because many of us use this period of our life in 9 to 5 as employee. That is the only thing we use this active and most critical period of our life doing. This is 42 beautiful years of your life. But the point you should sit down and ask yourself is, do you know that whatever you do during this period is going to determine what the remaining period of your life was going to be like? 60 to, I like calling it 88, because here at least Boko Haram no go kidnap you. You have tendency of living long. So whatever you are building here, whatever you are creating here, guys, it is becoming a legacy of what this part of your life will be like, because this part of your life is another dependency period. It's another period whereby you don't have energy to work again. It's another period whereby even if they beg you to come and do 10 hours extra shift, do you know what it means to be age 60? Think of your mom that is 62. Imagine her to go and do extra 2 hour shift in a day. You know what our back will be complaining. But unfortunately, many of us will not have choice to keep running the same helter-skelter rat race that we did here. Why? Because what we are building has already limited how money comes to our hand, because all we are doing is becoming employee. So what we are building, if we continue as this, will only leave one thing in our hand to take care of our future: pension. And I ask, have you sat down to ask yourself, what does this pension thing that you are depending on, what does it look like for you? Will it really be able to take care of you? Hope you know that this thing, you are still indirectly depending on the system. So in other words, many people are forced to go to care home, not because they want to. Many people are forced to live a life that they did not settle for, because your children also is going to look for their own life. So they don't even have time for you. So you find out that you use all this period of your life building another man's dream as employee. You spend this active gift of your life doing 60-hour shift every week, all in the name of the opium we call salary. Another dangerous thing here is you spend these 42 years of your life on a system that the moment they remove you from any job, everything will fall as a pack of cards, even within this period. You see why I say this place is a gift for you. How you use it goes a long way in determining what the rest of your life, even what you become. And one thing I've discovered is, as you grow up or grow in age, your energy also reduces. So the question you should start asking yourself, what am I creating? What am I building? Will it be able to take care of me when I don't have energy again to work? In this morning section, I call it your winter season, whereby there is no strength to do more. So what is the solution, or what should be your journey? And this is where I describe this in the section when we talk about the 4 quadrants. The journey. Every one of us will come in as an employee. There's nothing wrong with it. Every one of us, especially if you come into diaspora, you will come as an employee. But you know that this one, the only way you earn is by salary. And the way your salary is determined is based on how your employer perceives your value as. Number 1. Number 2, your salary cannot just jump overnight. If it ever jumps, there are 2 ways in which your salary will jump. Number 1, if government increases minimum wage. The second way in which your salary will jump is if there is a salary in appreciation at the end of the year, if you are working in a corporate space. And the highest I've seen when I was working in the corporate space is 3% increase per year. So imagine I was earning 50K per annum. That is before tax. So I've not even discussed that one yet. Before tax. And they are saying at the end of the year, 365 days of slaving myself, that the salary increments they will give me is only 3%. That means my salary will jump up by only 1,500 in 365 days. If we divide it into per month, it means salary increments on what I have every month is simply divided by 12. That means my salary is only increasing by 125%, 25 pounds every month, even though I am working hard and enslaving myself. So you find out that there is limit to how much you can earn. There is limit to how much you can earn. So it's important for you. Oh, TikTok thinks I am recording a content because I'm not showing my face. Oh, so they placed a restriction on the visibility for now because I'm doing so much of board and they can't see my face, guys. Alright, so in between, I'll be flipping my face so that you can see my face and TikTok too can see my face. See that TikTok is more than just a social media, and they also have eyes. All right, so you find out that there's a limitation on how much you can earn because it is salary. That's number one. Number two, from a tax perspective, the more you earn, the more you are expected to pay as tax. So there is no reward for making more money from salary. The reward for making more money is paying more tax. So you find out that the system will never favor an employee, not to talk of creating wealth for that employee. So there is no, my network is negative, I don't understand that. So there is no crime in starting as an employee, but you have to sit down and start asking yourself, how can I move from this place to the next place? Which is where we call in the UK self-employed, what many of us call side hustle. You know what is beautiful about this place? This place has put a peg on your earning potential. In this place, there's no limit on how much you can earn again. Why? Because the way you earn from here is, it says your net worth is negative. I'm just laughing, not because it's funny, but we can start changing the story. But are you not happy that you are even discovering it now? Imagine discovering it 3 years from now. Just imagine discovering it 3 years from now. So let me clap for you. You have done something that over 80% of people in the UK have not done. You have been able to identify the problem. You have been able to identify if you are really doing well or you are feeling like you are doing well. So because now you can measure it, there is room to improve it. Because now you can measure it, there's room to manage it well. So I need to clap for you again. I also did it 2.5 years ago. How can you know your net worth? Not network, net worth. Just download the Snoop app. It's going to give you full information of where you are from a financial point of view. That's what she did with Snoop. All right. Do your account balance also and know where your money is going. I don't want to go back again. Let's continue. So you start moving from just being an employee to creating another system of earning. How? Identifying the problem that you can solve. Identifying the needs that you can meet, that people are willing to pay you in exchange for. Guys, this is how money is created. Money is created not only through salary. Money responds to value. The value you can bring, and by extension, the problem that your value can solve, has a direct proportion on how much you can make, not only from a salary point of view, because that's the least form of earning with respect to your future. So you start asking yourself, all my pain, all my privileges, all my passions, all the opportunity I have, what is the need point in it? I like using this example. As painful as being a single mother is, do you know how many people are single mothers? That because you have been able to raise 4 children and weather it very well, do you know you can create a system of guiding other single mothers? Create a community system. Write a book that will be helpful for single mothers. Do you know how many of them you can use what was a pain and a problem for you? Now that you have found solution for it, do you know how many people you can help with it? And in exchange, they can recommend or pay you for that value you are creating. So you find that it's important for you to start asking yourself that if I want to really create the kind of life and improve my net worth, I have to start asking myself, how do the rich get rich? And I say this, the rich get rich in two ways. Number one, they create a product that they are selling, or they have a offer or a service that they are offering. Check the richest people on Forbes. You will see them doing one of these two things. None of them became rich by praying for money, as important as praying is. Both of them became rich. All of them became rich by creating a solution to a problem or offering a service that people are willing to pay for. That is the secret of becoming wealthy. So it is important for us to sit down and look at our life, look at our experience, look at our passion, look at our pain, look at what we have gone through, and ask ourselves, how many people are also experiencing the same thing that I can offer the solution? I can offer my experience to help them come out of it. Because if you don't sit down and start thinking that way, you find out that you can keep rolling around 50p increments in salary for another 10 months, another 10 years of your life. Do you know that there are some of us that will most likely, if we continue this, will most likely never experience any increment salary for 4 months. For what's 4 months? For 3 years, except government increases it by another 50p. While in your opportunity, in your possibility, is the opportunity to create another stream. So that's why I say you have to move to the second one. Don't worry, we'll talk about ETF. Let's continue. Why the third one for you is once you start creating value that people are willing to pay for, the next thing is to protect the money. How do I mean by protecting the money? As far as HMR is concerned, you are still seen as this person because you are in the self-employed category. So from a tax perspective, if you make 50k a year, you make 30k a year, HMRC is going to tax you on 80k. So you can see how you can jump, wow, from just a basic tax player to a high rate tax player. Why? Because you made more money. So what do I tell people? The moment you start making minimum of £1,000 per month from this stream, you have to think of protecting it. Why? Because your trading allowance for a year in this place is just £1,000. It means if you make £1,000 within one tax year, anything above that one, government will expect you to pay tax on it. So when you move it to this next bracket, why? Because it's already a stream of income that is consistent. You move it to the position when it becomes a business owner. At this level, from a tax perspective, you are safer than everybody in this top space. Corporate tax is 19%. Why this guy's tax can go as high as 45% in tax? Why? He is making more money, but he is not protecting his money. Now, let me show you how the protection works before we move to the 4 quadrants. As a salary earner or an employee, self-employed, this is how your money flows. Salary, how much your workplace tells you they will be paying you per month. We're continuing the conversation, my beloved. Salary, before the money gets into your hand, in your pay slip, you will see it monthly. Tax. Then after your tax, the final one that comes to your hand is called income. I tell people your salary is different from your income. Your salary is what your company promised you on your pay, on your job, clinic, whatever was the job description, that this is what you'll be earning. That's before tax. So this is the threshold. So you see that no matter what you are making, before it touches your hand, the government has dipped their hand into it. No matter what you are making. Why? For a business owner, this is the flow. The flow is cost of doing, of they sell first. Let's call it the selling price. They sell whatever they sell, right? After they sell, Before they declare profit, they remove cost of doing business. After they remove cost of doing business, then they would have what we call profit. After profit is when taxman can come and touch him. So you can see that before your money gets to your hand, taxman has touched you. This guy, where we have cost of doing business, this guy can buy a car here. While you would have to buy a car from the money that is coming here. This guy will not only buy car here, the insurance for the car is a cost for doing business. His own salary as a business owner is a cost for doing business. So you can see that this guy is making 50K. This guy is making 50K. But at the long run, this guy will be paying tax on his entire 50K. While this guy will only be paying tax on what is left as profit after doing business, and all he needs to pay is only 19% of it as tax. You see why it is important for us to know that it is not wrong to start from 9 to 5. It is not wrong to start doing side hustle. It is actually important for us to pay attention to our journey. It is a progression. The moment you stop at one box up there between self-employed and business owner, you are still exposing yourself. Remember, I say it's not so much of how much you make. It is so much of how much you keep at the long run. All right, I will now talk about the last bracket, which is what we'll be discussing again today, which is the fourth one, investing. Investing. And you know what I like about investing? Especially for those of us in the UK, it's a lot easier from a tax perspective. Investing, you can do it as an employee. Investing, you can do it as self-employed. Investing, you can do it as business owner. Somebody is asking, how can we move to business owner? Number one, do you have a problem that you're already solving that is creating money? Many people jump to creating a business without having a test of concept, or what we call proof of concept. So they've not done it for a while. It has not been working for a while. They just jump to creating business. So if you have it already, beautiful, you can reach out to me. I'll connect you with one of my good brother that can help you with that. That's awesome. Beautiful. All right, so I will help you with that. I already have a business registered in the UK here. I have my digital marketing agency business registered in the UK. I still have my self-employed business running by the side. The only thing I have removed now is 9 to 5. Why? Because I have to start creating that journey for myself. So today we'll be spending time to talk about investing. Why? Because it's the bracket whereby no matter where you are on your journey, you can still jump on it. So while you are still waiting for that side hustle or for that business opportunity that you will create, that will be creating money from you, while you are still waiting for that business you can create as well that can bring money for you, we're saying don't spend the rest of your life waiting. Right now, from whatever is coming to your hand, how can you move and create a system so that money is still working for you? Very important. And that is where investing comes into play. Sorry, no problem, my brother. And you are in my DM. When I'm done, I'll check it. My throat is getting drier quicker now. I think it's because of the heat. There's a fan that is perpetually on here in front of me. All right, so we'll be talking about investing today. Many of you have heard about stock. Many of you have heard about shares. Many of you have heard about many things about investing. Many of you don't even know where to start. And the reason why I'm taking this again was because of the section I had this morning on my brother's live stream. And they said they want to know about investing. They want to know how to plug into this thing so that they don't keep waiting and waiting on the system. So we'll talk about it. And I will also talk about some of the mistakes that people do when it comes to investment journey. All right, so let me start now. Let me turn my board. I'll try and sweep it as quick as possible so that we can move fast. Why? Because TikTok keep restricting my live stream because they are not seeing my face. All right, many of us has heard about stock. If you are here today, it's another opportunity for you to refresh your brain and learn it again. You've heard about stock. What does even this stock means? What does it mean? All right, I'll use a very practical example. A company many of us know, Apple. They create iPhone, they create MacBook, they create different products we use. And the company is currently worth $4 trillion. The entirety of the worth of the company is $4 trillion. Even the richest man on earth right now is only worth $500 billion. So obviously there is no one person who owns that kind of money. I'll be switching in between because of TikTok. There is no one person who owns that $4 trillion. So you can't say it's one person that owns the entirety of Apple. So entirety of Apple is owned by several people who had bought into it to cumulatively become that $4 trillion worth that they have. Now we'll use it to define what is stock. Now let's assume this is the company Apple, worth $4 trillion, and we know that it's not owned by one person. Several people own a portion and a fraction of this company called Apple. Stock simply means the way we define ownership into this company. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Stock simply means the way we define ownership into this company. So let's assume this is Easy here. This is Ada here. So this is Bolu here. This is Jide here. We all own a portion of the company. It simply means we are stockholders. So owning a portion of the company simply is the definition of stock. I believe that is clear. The next word I will introduce is called shares. Now, we say this entire company is worth $4 trillion. But how can you measure what I have so that there is no cheating? So let's assume Ada is somewhere in Portugal. Jide is in UK. Bolu is in Finland. Easy is in Jamaica or Japan. You can see that our currency would differ from country to country. How can you create a system that can measure what we have so that we cannot cheat anybody, number one, number two, and can know the real worth of what I have? I use this example a lot. Many of us want to sew cloth from Nigeria, and we will send measurements to our tailor in Nigeria. The tailor will say, measure yourself here in the UK. So measure your breast region, measure your hand, measure everything. You will measure everything and send to the tailor. And the tailor will not be confused about what the length is. Why? Because there's a universal standard of measurement. So if you use that same standard of measuring, if you like, take it and go to somewhere in Dubai, it is still the same standard. So for us to be able to measure and create a universal standard of measurement for stock, then the word shares came to existence. So I like calling shares a way of measuring the unit worth of one portion of the entire stock. This is another example of use. Remember back in Nigeria, you will hear companies like Zenith Bank saying they are doing initial public offer IPO, and they have over 5 billion units of shares that they want to sell at 5 naira per share. So they are telling you that no matter where you are in the world, for you to plug into this share, you have to get an equivalent of 5 naira and you would have one share. So assuming me, Jide, I want to buy 100 units of the shares, how much will I cough out? All I need to do is cough out 500 naira and I will get 100 units of the shares. And there's no ambiguity to anybody. Nobody can cheat anybody. Why? Because there's a system of measuring what the worth of those shares is in one portion. Is it clear? If it is clear, please put 1 in the comment section. 1 in the comment section. 1 in the comment section if it is clear, guys. I need that engagement so I can know that people that I'm talking to can understand what I'm saying. Especially our people from this morning. I don't want to miss you. You are the reason why I'm doing this. I should be teaching something else. It's because of you guys I'm doing it. Awesome. Awesome. Fabulous for me. You'll be your guy now. It's not clear because you left and you just came back. Yeah, give your attention here so that you can continue. You're here from the morning. Annie, welcome. All right, so what I have explained is simple to look. I will explain again in a very simple term. But if you go again and come again, it will be difficult for you to follow the class. So I need your attention. All right, so I explained that stock. We are using a real company, Apple. And I explained that stock is just the way you define ownership into this company. Why shares is the way you measure what is the unit worth of one portion of the stock. So how can I know what is the worth of what I have here? Assuming Ada has 100. Tolu, I'll be using your name as an example a lot. So if you are not here, it's not me again. So Tolu has 100 units of this stock, of this real company called Apple. 100 units. And Tolu was told that this stock that you have, that is 100 units altogether, 1 unit of it is worth £5, which is where the word shares come in. Shares is the way you measure what is the worth of 1 unit, which means that Tolu in totality has £500 worth of Apple shares or Apple company. I believe it is clear now, Tolu. It's because of you I explained this. All right. So I will be speaking the next thing. The reason why I'm changing and showing my face is because of TikTok. They are placing suspension. So for every time I did not show my face, is violating one of their principle, of their policies, their guideline, meaning that it's either is a recorded content or there's no face showing to it. So because of that, I'll be switching between my face and the board. They are dropping the visibility because of that. All right. I will solve that problem by next time. Yes, I'll solve it next time. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about, now I've explained in simple terms what is a stock, what is a shares. The next thing I want to explain is how do people gain and how do people lose money when it comes to stock? Because it is possible to make money. It is also possible to lose money in stock. Number 1, I'll be using the same example we have used, which is Apple. So Apple is our company that we're using, and it's worth $4 trillion in market cap. That means the entire worth in the market is $4 trillion. Then Apple says they want to release another iPhone 18 Pro Max. All of us, let's say in the comment section, oh, well, go buruku. So many of us are using iPhone, but we don't have anything producing money for us in the Apple company. On behalf of we shareholders, we'd like to say thank you very much for taking phone contracts, for using your hard-earned money to go and buy the next iPhone, and enriching we that have invested into the company. So on behalf of we shareholders, we want to say thank you very much. We appreciate you. You so believe in the iPhone, but your money is not going there to reap out of the hard money that you are putting inside. I just said I should mention that. I listen here, I don't judge. Back to our conversation. So Apple has said they want to produce a new phone called iPhone 18 Pro Max. that this will be the best of the cutting edge you have ever seen before. That by the time you hold it, you will know that you are on another level. Is crisp this, is this. They've given you, in fact, they told you that there's another screen at the back this time. It's not only screen in the front, there's screen at the back. So if you are doing your video recording, you can turn to the back camera and you will see your face clearly and say, Tolu is saying, oh, well, Oga, let me see you, alpha. Honey. To say you want to give me. Sincerely, my heart has been thinking, I wish I can just get that iPhone 18 Pro Max. Or you say, which company if you borrow me money? Or where if you go borrow money? They say this phone are like £1,200. Where if you go look for money? So there are several people who are already thinking of how to plug into buying the iPhone 18 Pro Max at the end of the month, at end of release. And iPhone has done their calculation, saying that if business goes as expected, they'll be making a minimum of $350 million as profit at the end of that campaign. Now we'll turn to our board and start giving us two different case scenarios of what can be possibility. Back to the real company, Apple, releasing a product, iPhone 18 Pro Max. And the iPhone, the quantity they want to release is 2 million. And they've told us that even though we are worth $4 trillion, by the time we sell these 2 million, we'll be able to make profit of $350 million in return. He says, I go wait for either my children or partner gift me iPhone 18 Pro Max. You are a big woman, you are not the one we are talking to. So 2 million, right? They've said they will produce 2 million and this will be their profit at the end of the campaign. Remember that I bought 100 units at £5, right? That means my total worth of my shares is £500. Now, Apple needs to produce this phone. They will buy body, they will buy case, they will buy screen, they will buy many things. And they have to buy so that they can produce this 2 million. And one of the things they usually buy, let's one of these microchip, that they buy from a company somewhere in Malaysia, the home of chips. When they had the conversation, Apple is a US company. When they had the conversation with the company in Malaysia, the company said they will be selling it to them at $2 per chip. That means it will cost Apple $4 million to get all the chip. Minimum. Right? Minimum. All things being equal. Now, President Trump said people doing business with America is cheating America. Because of that, they want to increase the tariff. Tariff means the tax that companies that is doing business with America will be paying. If that tax increase, that means the cost of transferring or selling this chip to the US also will increase. So do you think the company in Malaysia is the one that will bear the cost, or is it Apple that will bear the cost? Obviously, it is Apple that will bear the cost. That means the company in Malaysia will not be able to sell it at $2 per chip again. So let's assume the price was jumped to $10 per chip. Means what they would have spent $4 million to buy, they will now be looking for $40 million to buy it. Why? Because the government just made one policy. Just one policy. Now, anytime such a thing happens, this thing will eat into their profitability. Because of that, it will reduce how much they will make in returns. So it simply means that people will not be going out again for the shares of Apple like before again. Why? Because of that government policy. I like using this second example to buffer it up. Remember buying car in Nigeria. A car that you bought, and when you bought it, it was 2 million. And suddenly custom increased the cost of importation of car to around by another maybe 30%. Do you think the car that you were buying for 2 million will still remain 2 million after the increment in the cost of importation? The answer is no. That means the cost of that same car will suddenly jump up from 2 million to as high as 8 million or 10 million naira. Now, do you think people would want to buy more car now that the cost has gone up? No, they will not. Why? Because a policy was made that increased the cost of sending car from US to Nigeria. So you find out that the worth of people, the number of people that have the potential to buy car will suddenly reduce. What does this mean to Apple? It means that people will not pump more money into their company to buy more shares. Why? Because they've seen that the potential for growth has dropped because of one government policy. Then the same shares that Apple was selling at £5 can drop to as low as, let's assume it dropped to £3 per unit. But my own 100 units will still be 100. It means my investment would have dropped to a total worth of £300 and means the person has lost £200. This is how people can lose money in the stock market. Why the second example is government did not introduce any tariff. The plan that Apple had that if it goes as planned, they will make 350 went as planned. Nothing changed. It simply means that the worth of this company will increase by another $350 billion. It's like the same example of car. Imagine a car that you were buying for 2 million naira. Custom now reduce the cost of importation, and the price of the car crashed to like 700,000. Do you think more people will buy car? More people will want to buy car. You have not joined yet. I don't know what you mean. Just send me a message or stay to the end of the class. I'll give room for question. It means that more people will buy car. Why? Because number one, the cost of shipping in car has reduced. So the same car that you ought to use 2 million to buy before, now government is saying you can use 700 to buy it. That means many people that had been thinking of, how can I save 2 million before I buy car? Now, because it's 700, more people will buy the car. So in other words, you will suddenly see more cars in the country. Why? Because the cost has reduced. Now, how does this apply to our example? To our example here, it means because the cost and the profit they plan to make as Apple was still the same, did not change. Because of that, the worth of their unit share would increase. That means the same share that was £5 suddenly can jump to as high as £8 because many people want to buy into the company and take their own share from the profits that they made. That means my own 100 units, who was the person that invested then before they did the iPhone 18 Pro Max, suddenly moved from 500 watts to £800 in total. Means I have gained £300 in total. Guys, if it is clear to this point, put 2 in the comment section. I'm about to move very fast. Guys, I'm not responding to any question yet because every question you are asking, I will answer it first. Me, I like teachers. You need to learn before you know the next step you take. That's one of the common mistakes I see people making when it comes to investing. The knowledge. All right. Thank you so much for the feedback. Awesome. Shown you in typical simple example. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. You can see that it's not hard to understand investment. I have shown you in very practical, simple example how people can make money from investing in stock and how people can lose money from investing in stock. However, I will still not advise you to invest into individual stock the way I've explained it to you. Why? Because it's still more riskier even within the space of stock market. Now I will turn again and show you the next example of which one is the best way and how can you start taking advantage of it. Yeah, let's continue. I'll try and wrap this thing up in 20 minutes. This will be the fastest I've ever done. Please don't go out, because you will miss most of the thing I'll be saying if you go out. Now, I used an example this morning and yesterday. I like taking smoothie and water because I want to stay healthy. So I went to Lidl store and I bought apple fruits from their fruit section. I bought apple fruits from their fruit section. And when I got home, I wanted to make smoothie. Guys, how many kind of smoothie can I make from only the apple fruits that I bought? How many variation, how many kind of smoothie can I make? Easy. Let me tell you one of the best to get what I am teaching. Let's just follow. You understand? When I get to the end, then there will be room for questions. Just note your question. That's the best way. You understand? So learn it. Listen. Just note your question. I'll give room for questions. That's what I'm doing. So how many kind of smoothie can you make from only apple fruits? You can only make one because it is one fruit. It is only one fruit. So you can only make one kind of smoothie. Why? Because you have only one kind of fruit. So imagine me, instead of going to that same Lidl and only buying apple, imagine as a business owner, that means I can only create one product because I have one fruit alone. Imagine I want to use smoothie as a business. That means the best I can ever create is just one product. Just one product. Imagine I now go to that same Lidl store, and I took their blue basket, and inside the blue basket, I bought apple, I bought orange, I bought banana, I bought watermelon. Watermelon. My daughter will say it's watermelon. I bought tiger nuts. To the pure, all things are pure. These are the 5 fruits that I bought. 5 fruits. Let us just do 5 for now. From these 5 fruits that I bought, how many kind of smoothie can I produce? Comment section. How many different kinds of smoothie can I produce from the 5 fruits that I bought? Quick one. Seedless grape. I bought I bought that one today. I like fruit. I just do smoothie with fruit. So people say we can create 5. Some people say we can create 10. All right. Somebody say we can create like 3. Let me turn to my board again. Thank you for the feedback. Let me turn to my board again so that we can start doing some example. So I can create apple smoothie alone. I can create orange smoothie. I can create banana smoothie. I can create watermelon smoothie. I can create tiger nut smoothie. So I've created 5 already. I can create apple orange, apple banana, apple watermelon, apple tiger nuts. Can you see I've created another 4? I can create apple, orange, banana, apple, orange, watermelon, apple, orange, tiger nut. I can create orange, banana, watermelon. You can see that I can create plenty kind of fruits. The total amount of what I can create is called 5 factorial. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. I can create a total of 1. Sorry, guys. What happened? My board has cleaned. All right, so I can create a total of 120 different kind of smoothies by just having 5 fruits: orange, banana, watermelon, and tiger nuts. Why this one? I can only create 1 because I have apple. See how I can create 120 different products, all because I had 5 fruits as against having just 1 fruit. So from a business perspective, this guy would always do better than this guy that has just 1 fruit. If anything happens and they experience loss, This guy, if he buys 10 apple fruits and 4 gets damaged, is already in a very bad negative loss. Compared to this guy that even if only 4 out of his 10 apple damages, he still has many more fruits to cover off. Now, from investing, what does this mean? This guy here is as same as buying an individual stock or investing into a individual company. Doing so, you have increased your risk opportunity. While this other guy, by buying 5, and his success will be determined by the performance of the 5, is investing into what we call index. So, can you see why I say I would never advise you as a beginner to be thinking of individual stock? And this is why I advise people, Joshua, I'm streaming, please. If you go into any live stream or you go on any social media page and you see somebody say, if I have £100, these are the 5 stock I will go and invest into. Guys, do you even understand what they are saying? Do you know if that is the best decision to make as a beginner? And that's why I'm saying it is safer for beginner to do index, which is a basket of several stock, as against doing an individual stock. You are much more safer from there. So I'll start talking from the angle you can use now. We are getting closer to how can you use it. But I believe everything I've explained so far, it is clear. If it is clear, please put a 3 in the comment section. I don't want to lose anybody. A 3 in the comment section. Is it clear, guys? Thank you for the feedback. Thank you. I said 3. Thank you. That can be broken down. We can make it as simple as possible. And this is how my teachings are. Any day, anytime. I'll turn again to my board now. And I'll start talking about index and how can we connect it to a way we can invest into the stock market. Right. I have introduced a new word. Index. So we've spoken about stocks. We've spoken about shares. Now we've introduced a new word called index. Beautiful. We've spoken about individual stocks or individual shares as well. And I've told you the difference between both of them. I've told you which one is more protected. Now, let me use real life example. Apple is a real company, right? Instead of investing into individual shares like Apple, what if you get an opportunity to invest into a basket? I'll be using basket so that you guys can understand. What if you invest into a basket that has Apple, has Amazon, has Microsoft, has Nvidia, has Tesla in it? With this one, your performance of your investment is determined by this individual stock. While with this one, the performance of your investment is determined by the overall performance of the several companies or what we call instruments that are inside this basket. So index simply means a system or an investment portfolio that is tracking the performance of the companies that are inside the basket. You are not the one that will determine the company. The indexes are created already. Now, there's an example that many of us have heard again and again. S&P 500. You would have heard it. Your friends say, I invest in S&P 500. What does it mean? It simply means the person has invested in an index that is tracking the top 500 companies in the US based on their market capitalization or their value in the market. That means for any company to be in this basket or this index, number 1, you must be a US based company. Number 2, you must be part of the top 500 based on your size in the market, your market capitalization. So not only are you getting the best of the best, you are also protecting yourself. So if one of them does not perform well, the other ones can cover up. While this one, if one is not performing, it affects you massively. You see why individual stock is very dangerous for a beginner. And you know, globally, there is over 6,000 indexes that people can invest into. In the UK here, we have our own version. It's called FTSE 100. It's also the top 100 UK companies based on their market capitalization. You see another company called NASDAQ. I want to talk about the different kind of indexes that are around. Why? Because not all indexes are safe at the long run. So we have indexes that are called the sectorial indexes. It simply means they are focused around companies within a sector. For instance, imagine like NASDAQ is an index, NASDAQ 100. And what is NASDAQ 100? It is tracking the performance of the top 100 companies in the US, and they are majorly tech company, and banking is not part of the company. So you find out that they are heavy in the tech sector. There could be another index that is purely tracking the performance of natural earth metal. So they could be tracking inside it. You have company that deals with gold, silver, platinum, and everything. So there are several kinds of indexes that you have. And I said we have a minimum of 6,000. Now, how do you plug into it? Before we talk about how to choose the right one for yourself, remember I told you about stocks. There is no way you can buy into a stock without using shares. Why? Because that's the unit of measurement. So also when it comes to indexes, there are ways in which you can buy into indexes. The two major ways in which you can invest into index, the first one is what we call the mutual fund. Mutual fund. So what is the mutual fund? Mutual fund is the system whereby you give your money to a fund manager. So that is the person who is managing what you buy, how much you buy, what portion they buy. You are not the one determining anything. So they are in charge of it. And because you are using a fund manager, there is something we call a fee that you pay on it. Administrative fee. So number one, bam, you have started incurring costs on using a mutual fund manager. Number two, mutual fund manager will never listen to you if you tell them I have £5,000. Many of them go as little as only £50,000 to start with before they can even touch your fund. Why? They don't want to waste their time using small money or dealing with more small money. So you see that many of us will most likely never be able to invest into index if we are to wait for mutual fund. Why? Because of the 50K. So you see that the third thing is, because you are not the one determining what you are buying, you have relinquished control of your investment into the hand of a mutual fund manager. So a beginner like us, this simply is going to make it difficult for us to ever invest into the stock market using index. But thank God there is another way, which many of us are used to, and we've heard it, ETF. So what is ETF? ETF simply means exchange traded fund. Don't ask me what does it mean. Can you break it down? Please, we are not doing thesis here. We are not doing extracurricular paper. Mine is to break it down and show you how you can do it. We can do extra work later to start digging which year was it created, who is the first father of thesis, who is the first father of who invented ETF. That is not our work here today. Our work is how can we connect into the market. All right. So with ETF, suddenly the game changes. With ETF, you can start with as low as £1 and you will connect into the stock market as low as £1. So you don't need to wait until you have 50K. Number two, with ETF, you are the one who is determining what to buy, how much to buy, when to sell. Everything is under your control. Everything is under your control. With ETF, you are practically going to pay zero to no fee if you are using the right broker. Remember, I say it's not such about making money, it's about keeping your money. How much of your money can you keep? So you can see that even though we cannot use mutual fund, we can plug into indexes using ETF. If it is clear to this point, I want a 4 in the comment section. 4 in the comment section. I'm ending all the technical jargons now. I believe I've been able to give you a very good foundational knowledge of what is all these things that you are hearing. Your friend will say, me, I bought VOOQ, I bought S&P, blah, blah, blah. What does it mean? I've been able to break it down. Awesome. Start moving towards how does it apply to me and how can I leverage on it so that I create the kind of future I want for myself. Just step in. No problem, my brother. I still got you. Or my sister. I did not check if it is man or woman. Okay, sorry. No problem, madam. We still got you. We start leveraging on it so that we can create the kind of future we want for ourselves while we still make sure that we have not lost control. While we are still waiting on how can we create another stream of income from side hustle, while we're waiting for how can we create income from business, how can we leverage on the opportunities that investment has given to us. And this is where I'll streamline a little bit to UK, but it's still applicable to every other places you are in the world. Investment is a global thing. It is not just a UK thing. Now, let me turn my board and have this good conversation. If you follow the system of the government, the only way in which you can take care of your future is through pension. And you know, many of us, I have your group, but I haven't joined. I don't understand that, bro. Many of us are doing it regularly. If you check your pay slip, for instance, every month they deduct so amounts from your money towards your pension every month, back to back. Beautiful. But have you sat down to ask yourself, what kind of life would this one give you at the long run? Number one, you are going to get two things at the point of retirement at age 67. Two things. Number one, whatever you have contributed as pension plus state pension. This is what government is expecting you to live off at the end of your life, active season at retirement. Now, have you sat down to ask yourself, how do I get this? I get this. Why? Because I have been putting that into contribution month on month. Beautiful. This other one, there is a criteria for qualifying for it. Nobody is entitled to it automatically if you don't meet the criteria. And the way you qualify for it is you must be doing what we call your NI contribution, National Insurance Contribution. So every month, if you look at your pay slip, they'll deduct two kinds of money, your normal tax and your national insurance contribution. Now, this national insurance contribution is what qualifies you to have access to state pension at retirement. But what are the criteria for qualification? Number one, to even qualify at all, you must have done NI contribution for a minimum of 10 years. A minimum. To get the minimum amount. To qualify for the minimum amount, you must have done NI contribution for 10 years. That's number one. It simply means anybody that came into the UK, if the retirement age is 67 and you came at 57, you must make sure for that 10 years there is no break in your employment. It simply means you have to keep working for 10 years. It did not say you must have been in the UK for 10 years. It means you must have been doing, that means you are employed for 10 years and you are doing contribution NI for 10 years. That is what it means for you to qualify for just the minimum amount. Now, for you to get the maximum amount or the full amount, you must have done NI contribution for a minimum of 35 years in the UK. It simply means for you to qualify for this, if we deduct 67 from 35, guys, it means you should have been in the UK working and paying NI without any break since age 32. This simply means that many of us will most likely never qualify for the full NI contribution. What is the minimum amount relatively based on the number of years that you have worked above 10? So there's no minimum amount, but I can tell you the maximum amount. That one, I have the figure, right? And we'll do the calculation, right? So that you can see what many people are using to prepare for their retirement. So you see that many of us will most likely never get the full amount. Why? Because some of us came into the UK 33. Some of us even gave 44. So no matter how hardworking you are, and government will still keep removing this thing, even though they know you can never qualify for the full amount. Why? Because they need it to sustain the system. When I keep telling you that if you keep following the system, you are only setting yourself up for a life that most likely will never give you the kind of thing you came here for. Now, what is the maximum amount? Let's assume that you were so graced that you were able to do it fully and you did it well. The maximum amount you will get, currently they've increased it, is 241.30 pence every week. Every week, which is equal to 965.20 pounds every month. Mathematics is getting dangerous now, which is equal to 12,584,000 pounds every year. So it means that for all the hard work you have been doing, contributing NI for 35 years, the highest government can give you now is this amount. Just imagine, and this is what many people are using to plan their life, and they are doing it steadily every month. Another thing which people have not seen from a tax perspective, tax allowance currently in the UK is 12,570, right? It means that in a year, you are collecting state pension of 12,584 from your state pension alone simply means you are past the tax allowance bracket. It simply means that anything that comes from your own personal pension, you will be taxed on it. So imagine you have used 35 years of your life to work actively, contributing NI and saving into your personal pension. Now that you are 67, you don't have energy to work again. You don't have strength to do anything. Where your health is more selective with the kind of food you are eating. You need more medication that you need to use to take care of yourself. It is that period in your life that government is still saying, bro, we will tax you till you die. Unfortunately, this is the system some of us are using to build the future we say we came into the UK for. We need to sit down and ask ourselves, what is the way forward? So imagine, do you know in this same system, there is something we call the ISA. And the ISA gives you a bracket of you can put 20,000 pounds into your ISA within one tax year. And anything this 20,000 pounds produce is going to be tax free within one tax year. It means that if this same thing next tax year, you can still add another 20. Why? Because you have a limit of 20. There are different kind of ISA, but this time I want to focus on the stocks and share ISA. And saying that, do you know that instead of sitting down on this system that will tax you for the rest of your life, if you jump on this system that the government himself has still created for us, do you know that anything that this same your money, just imagine the same 100 pounds that you are putting into your pension regularly for your future, that will be taxed when you retire. Why? Because with your state pension alone, you have passed the tax allowance threshold, will be taxed. What if I plug it into this same system, 100 pounds every month, the same way I have been doing it diligently with my pension? It means that if I plug 100 pounds every month into this system, that means all I have done in a year is how much, my people? Times 12 months. I have only done 1,200 pounds, even though I have a tax allowance of 20,000 pounds in a tax year. Even though I have a tax allowance of 20,000 pounds in a tax year. So can you see that many of us will most likely never maximize this allowance we have with just 100 pounds. But let's see what is the wonder power that this 100 pounds can become within that 35 same years that you are using to do NI contribution. Guys, just to announce, you cannot pull out from NI contribution as long as you are working in the UK. That is government's own Ishakole. We call it Ishakole in Yoruba. It's called bribe. You have to keep paying it. You are, even if you will not qualify for it, as long as you are working in the UK, you will keep paying your NI. You can determine I don't want to pay my pension again, but you can never determine I don't want to pay my NI again. You are asking for what do you call it? Cash ISA. I might talk about it towards the end, but let me finish this now. All right. So imagine you are putting that same 100 pounds into your stock and share ISA. You are not maxing it out. And the same way you are using your pension to prepare for your future, knowing fully well that it will still be taxed. What if I jump on this same vehicle and all that is producing for me is 10% per annum? If all that it is producing for me is 10% per annum, and I keep doing it diligently the same way I'm doing my pension, it means that the first year of doing this, I'll get 10 pounds in returns, right? That will make it 110 pounds. Guy, it's not so that you can go and, because you just say you have access to it, you can control it anyhow. Does not mean you should go and withdraw the 10 pounds and go and do Oblate or fly to Albania. Remember, you are creating a system for your future that will be tax saved for you. So the next year, year 2, you put the 110 pounds into the system. You keep it there. You don't need to touch it. It produces another 10%, which means it will give you another profit of 11 pounds, right? That means your total will become 121 pounds. The third year, remember you are doing it for 35 years, the same way you are doing your NIC, so that you can qualify for full state pension. The third year, you put 121 pounds into it at 10% increase. Simply means that it will produce a profit of how much? 12 pounds and 10 pence, right? Beautiful. Which means that if I add 12 to this, it will be 133 pounds. So imagine doing this for 35 years. Only doing 35 years just with 100 pounds alone. 100 pounds alone for 35 years. What can it become? Now, For my students that I teach, I give them ETFs that will give you a minimum of 18 to 20% return in a year. 18 to 20% return in a year. So this 10 pounds I'm using as an example is just for analogy purpose. It's not because that's the representation of what you will get. Remember, I told you there's over 6,000 ETFs. How do you know the right one to invest into? I want to open my Trading 212 account and show you what my account is. Don't let me show my password. Just 1 second, guys. Let me hide. Hey, I don't make more today. Wow, that's awesome. So I've hidden. I had to hide my balance so that people not going to calculate my money for me. See my investments in a year. See what it has given me. 45% return. So I'm not even using the 20% that I've spoke and tell you about my students. See my own 45% return. Everything that is inside, it is tax-free. And by the help of God, I was able to maximize my 20,000 last year. By the help of God, I was able to max out my 20,000 last year. Some people don't they come out calculator, they calculate. This is why I don't like showing my numbers, because that's not what is my aim. So let's go to a simple calculator called the compound interest calculator and use it to calculate what can £100 per month become over that space of 35 years. Just doing it diligently and faithfully instead of waiting on the pension system that will still tax me. Guys, don't forget, I'm telling you, you are still not maxing out your ISA. Why? Because you are just doing £100 and you are doing it for 1200, which is 1,200 every year. Let's take that same 100. We're in UK, so we'll be using pounds. 100. Let's see what the first 5 years will look like. No, well, let's use 20%. Like I said, for my students, 20% per year, and we'll do it for the first 5 years. And all I am doing, like you are doing in your pension, you are still putting aside only £100 every month into the system. What will it become for you after 5 years? Calculate. It means after 5 years, your total deposit would have been £6,000 because you are only doing 100 per month. But that your £6,000, because of the power of compounding, you did not remove it. It's called compound interest for a reason. You did not remove it. You keep compounding it the same way you are not touching your pension that you are keeping to retirement. You kept it and it has generated an interest of what? 4,300. That means your total has become 10,000. Right? Beautiful. You are not changing anything. You are still doing your £100 per month at 20%. The only thing you did was increase the number of years to do it. Remember, you have 35 years, which is your goal. 35 years. Just the same number of years you are using for your NI contribution. We are using it as an example. All right. 35 years. What will happen? I've changed only the number of years. Every other thing is still the same. If I hit calculate, this one will double. Your deposit will double because we only increase and double the year. But will your interest become 8,000? Or what will start happening to your interest because of compounding? Calculate. Can you see that it has doubled your deposit? Your interest did not double. Your interest has gone from just 4,000 to 26,000. £100 every month. You are not doing anything special. Just £100 every month as seed for your future. Don't forget, you are not maxing out your tax allowance, ISA allowance. So everything you are generating here is tax-free in return. We are not changing anything. We are only increasing it to another 20 years. Same £100. It calculates. Guys, see how your interest is growing. Why? Because of the power of compounding. Now, let's do it for that same 35 years, rather. 35 years. And it calculates. I don't want to hear anybody shouting. Nobody should say blood of Jesus. Nobody should say Holy Ghost fire. Nobody should say, whoa, wow. Just say, hmm. See what 35 years, £100 alone for 35 years has become 6.2 million. Do you know the beautiful thing about this? It is completely tax-free. Completely tax-free. Only because you jumped on the ISA vehicle using stock and shares and using the same instrument I am using that I have given to my student that is producing between 18 and 20. I showed you my own. You saw 45% return. But yeah, I'm not even trying to give you big dreams. I'm just giving you minimum. See what it can become. Just £100 every month. You see, when I say if you cannot set out 10% of your monthly salary into something that will take care of your future, are you sure you are planning for the kind of future you want? Don't forget that with your pension, you cannot touch it until you retire. You can only touch 25% of it at age 55. So, God forbid there's an urgency, there's an emergency, or there is something you want to use money to do. This money is locked in there. You cannot do anything about it. And I like to still remind you that they will tax you when you retire. I just say make I remind you. Why? Because you are using the ISA system. Whatever you generate here, at any point in time, you can touch it. At any point in time, you have access to it. Remember, you are using it here, so you are in control of this. Nobody is determining what you will do with it. Imagine some of us that are doing a minimum of 250 every month. 250 every month for that 35 years. Let's see what it will become. Somebody says, is this money real? Are you sure the calculator is calculating right? Guys, see what it can become. I say no shout. Yeah, no shout. This is what the white people have been leveraging on year in, year out. Year in, year out. You see, when I tell you that knowledge is a game changer, knowledge is the leverage that you have to jump on in this country. Now, the question you should start asking yourself, what is the worth of my future? Would I not rather learn something like this and give me that leverage? And you know the beautiful thing about it, even if you are leaving UK in 10 years time, or before that you're that 35 years, you will literally pull your money into your account and fire it through LearnFi to anywhere you want to fire, all tax free. Why? Because you are using ISA. So nothing is tying you that you have to be here at all costs. It's called leveraging on the system. So what do you think is worth it? Getting this knowledge, plugging into it and learning how it works. Or you keep waiting for the system to take care of you and give you the kind of life you are looking for. Just the power of £100 every month. Every month. Every month. £100. The £100 you are spending on Timo, do you know you can plant it as seed into your future? Now, like I told you, by the grace of God, last year alone, I was able to train a minimum of 200 students. And the beauty of it is, not all of them are in UK. Some of them were in US. Some of them are in Germany. Some of them were in Spain. Some are in Africa. So globally, stock market is open to everybody. But the only limitation is, how do I do it? Many people don't know how to do it. So I've been able to create a system, a training system, whereby I will not just hold you from the beginning. I'll take you step by step, until when you yourself can comfortably do it by yourself. Guys, for me, I don't give people fish. I teach you how to fish. So that even if I am not there in the picture again, you are not stranded. That's the power of knowledge. It means anywhere you go in the world, because you are empowered without knowledge, it is your own for life. Now, I'll be turning my screen to show you the course so that you can have idea of what the course is. All right. So I've been able to, don't worry, that's why I came here for you guys today. So many of you that God sent to join me now, be happy. God just really wants to answer some of your prayer. So you see that today I spoke about understanding stocks and shares. They are all video training course. If you click on it, it's going to play.
So I'll be talking about stocks.
This is me teaching it step by step. So imagine the way I broke it down for you in the past 1 hour. I now sat down and I broke down everything. Let me open the topics in total for you so that you can see what is inside it. I'm expanding it so that many of you can see it very well. I have understanding stocks and shares, which we have done a large chunk of it today. When and where I stock traded, I explained it. Understanding ETF, I have done it to an extent. There's understanding ETF 1, understanding ETF 2. 7 reasons to invest into ETF. I broke it down here step by step. Then after that, I broke down some things, type of ETFs, examples of ETF, things you need to know before you invest your money in ETF. This is one major mistake many people do by following information on social media. Why? Because they don't know what to look for. How to where to buy ETF. You use a broker to buy ETF. Trading 212, who is a broker? This is the broker I use. I would explain how to use them well. I explained the power of compounding. I have done that in the class for you. Then I took it here and I show you the best ETF to buy. Like I mentioned, I have 5 ETFs. So I'm not just teaching you how to. I'm giving you the selected 5 that I have been using back to back that is generating results for me. So instead of you to go into the midst of the 6,000 and look for which one to use and start burning money anyhow, I have done the hard work for you. Though I am still teaching you generally, but I have done the hard work for you by selecting the 5. That this one, if you put your money into it, is going to give you similar results that I am getting. After that, I show you how to create your portfolio, your investment portfolio, and how to create and manage your winning investment portfolio. Then I took Trading 212 and I broke it down step by step. How do you open the accounts? How do you deposit? How do you see your history? How do you get free stock? $10 free stock. If you use any of my students, if you are opening a fresh Trading 212 account, I'll show you how can you get free stock immediately. The support, how can you reach, what is the support system? How do you create your ETF portfolio? Every question you would most likely ever think about Trading 212, I answered it here. How do you automate your investment? So that you don't have to go back into it again and again and again and again and again. No, I created everything. How do you manage everything is totally handled there. Then this is another one where I see people making mistake. The right way to manage your investment. 2 people most likely can never have the same goal, when it comes to investment. So I give you the 4 different kind of investment goal and what should be your focus. I also mentioned something. Why? Because investment is not a straight line. When there is a dip, what do you do? This is where I was able to push my investment by 45% last year. I used my account to show you as an example. So I opened everything to you. I always do what I call the review of ETF performance every year. So this is for 2024, this is for 2025. So you are not just learning a course, you are working with somebody, and this is how you can reach me. So this makes it a whole lot easy for you to learn this step by step. But the other beautiful thing about this, you are not just going to sit, buy a course, and you are gone. There is a community inside here. Within the community, we have opportunity of having conversations, so people can ask questions. I do updates regularly, so you are not buying and you are going, you are in the community. I do updates regularly. This particular one, I gave them one particular stock. For me, last year this stock has done nothing less than 140% return. This stock for me last year. So informations like that, I drop it. I have a meeting with them once every month. I call it the investors corner. So you are not buying things so that you can start doing it by your own self. You are buying and you are with somebody. And the beautiful thing, it is only just a one-off payment. So it's not like you will pay now and every month you keep renewing the payment. Once you join, you not only have access to the knowledge, you have access to me. You join our regular meetings. If there is any update in the market or you have any question, so you are not just doing it on your own. And like I say, you have a lifetime access even to the video trainings. And the beautiful thing, the trainings are so simplified that I had one 60-year-old woman that actually took the training and went through and finished. You can practically finish the training tonight, and by tomorrow you will start investing. And you are not doing it from ignorance, from information, under the right person who has been doing it well. Guys, I'm saying this is practically an answer to somebody's prayer. But the only thing that will make it work for you is you using it, not just hearing it. And I'm saying, how much will be too much to create the kind of future that will just not give me leverage, but also protect me from a tax perspective? Now, because I am doing this streaming section, ideally, the cost to join the community is a one-off payment of £159. One-off payment. It will give you the knowledge that you can use to create wealth for yourself. And somebody will say, why am I doing it this cheap? The next person I know that is teaching this is collecting minimum of £300. And I'm not sure it's this extensive the way I'm teaching it. £300. So I know what I am offering, but I'm still keeping it at a price because I want people to be able to achieve it. Now, what I have done in this period, I ought to have finished these discounts, but because of Mr. Zion's people, I am keeping these discounts. For the people who will jump in tonight, I'm doing it because of our Smart Financial Move series section. For the people who will jump on it tonight, you will not be getting it at 159. You will be getting it at 139. So I'll be giving the link where you can get it at 139. Please, I will never come to your DM, because some people will come to your DM saying I invest, I blah, blah. They are not from me, they are scammers. Please be careful so that you don't put your money in the hands of people that will swindle you. So I am doing this only for those who want to move forward in their life. One thing I found out about we Africans, we have financial plan for everything except investing in education that can secure our future. I tell people every year my investment into my education is 10% of whatever I make from my side also. Last month or this month, I paid somebody £450 to learn something. Why? Because I know knowledge is power. And the knowledge that once I get it, it empowers me and I can start creating. The joy in my heart is when I see my student writing back to me and telling me that, Jide, thank you. With what you have taught me, I've been able to do this for my family, and I've set up this in the future. And they are not waiting on the system to take care of them. The same £100, that £129 or £39 that you most likely go by next month, OT law again. I don't want to talk too much because I've used more than 2 hours already in this training. I want to believe somebody has learned. At least I've steered up somebody in the right direction. For anybody who wants to pick it up, let me show you the link so that you can get it before midnight, because after midnight the price is going back to where it belongs. And the reason why I'm still keeping the discount is because of Mr. Zion's people. I've told my people yesterday that the discount will expire yesterday, but because of Mr. Zion, I said, okay, I'll do it. Where to get it? All you need to do, go to this link that you see up here. Let me pull it. I'm not sure it's very clear, guys. Just 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. Remove, come back. Awesome. All right. So you go to jideneye.com. That is my name and that is my website. You can't get it anywhere else. Go to jideneye.com/SIA. Please screenshot it. I'm begging you, because when you come after tonight and say tomorrow and for Mr. Zion, I'll say sorry, the gate is closed because the opportunity was made available. You know the funniest thing, one person out of the money stream has already gotten it. All right, so how do you get it? Like I mentioned, go to jideneye.com. Let me turn my screen and show you the process and how I've simplified it to make it easy for you to jump in. So when I go to jideneye.com/SIA on my browser, it's going to take me to this page that is about to open. So you can see it, Smart Investment Accelerator. All right, when you scroll down, you have 2 payment opportunity. Number 1, you want to use your card to pay. This is the option. If you want to use PayPal, Klarna, ClearPay to pay for it, this is the option. Once you click on any of the 2, it automatically shows you how to go about it so that you can plug into this opportunity. How I wish opportunity lasts forever. But I'm happy that the opportunity and the prayer you have been praying has come before you now. Now, I want to take any question. If you have any question, Heaven Gate never close. It's still there open. Any question, guys? I am done with the teaching. While I'm waiting for question, I want to explain the Cash ISA. So how much will the trading platform charge you when you are withdrawing your money? To be honest, the last time I withdrew my money, I wasn't charged anything. The only thing they charge you is when you sell your ETF. And when I sold about 1,000, what was it, 1,000? 1,000 worth of ETF, I was not even charged up to £5. It wasn't up to £5, way less. Why? This is why we moved from Vanguard to Trading 212, because it's cheaper in fee. We are not making money so that we can enrich the platform. And this is part of what you get when you work with somebody who can hold your hand and show you how to go about it. So the question is, what is the worth of your future? You yourself will determine by yourself tonight. I mean Cash ISA. Oh, Cash ISA. I don't know much about Cash ISA in terms of withdrawal. But what Cash ISA simply means is it's also an ISA system whereby, are you the one that asked the question initially about please explain Cash ISA? Before I waste my energy, I remember somebody asked. If you are not the one, oh, it is you. So should I still explain Cash ISA? Do you do one-on-one coaching? Yes, I do one-on-one coaching, but my one-on-one coaching is £500. Oh, no problem. My one-on-one coaching is £500. You can reach out to me separately and I'll organize that one-on-one coaching. But to be sincere with you, the same thing I'll teach you one-on-one, you will get it here. I'm being honest. I'm an honest person. Except you want to pay me extra money, I will collect it. But the same thing that you will get from one-on-one, you will get it in this £139 that you are paying. The same access you will need if you have questions that you will need to ask me. If you do one, you will still have this access if you take this £139. So I'm just being honest with you, not because I don't need money, But the point is, you can practically get everything. And if you have any question, you can still reach out for me. So it's like getting me at a lower price. I'm just being honest. Sorry, I'm not like your average online marketer. I'm just very honest with you. But then no distraction, no problem. Now some people pay for exclusive, so VIP payment. I'm in. I'm in for it. VIP. Between eToro, Moneybox, Trading 212, which one is the lowest service charge? I think that question I should not answer it, but if you've been following my explanation already, you should know the answer, right? You should know the answer. And number two, when you are choosing a broker, especially for your investment, guys, there are important things you need to check out in brokers. You don't just choose broker because they are announcing them, or you see them on social media, or somebody says you should use it. No, that is not why you choose broker. If you choose broker, there are three factors you have to put into play. Number one, are they regulated by the FCA here in the UK? All these things is covered in my course. It's because she asked, that's why I'm bringing it up. Are they regulated in the UK with FCA? It means that they cannot do anyhow. Why? Because they are under regulation. That's number one. Number two, are they insured by the FCSC in the UK? What does that mean? Right now, it says that whatever you have insured, whatever you have in that system, if that system go busted, not your investment, if the system, like the platform, go busted, because they are insured, you can get as much as £120,000 of your money back, because they are insured. Number three, what is the management fee they charge if you use the system? When we start crossing a particular amount on some platform like Vanguard, your management fee suddenly skyrockets, and you find out that as you are making money, they are collecting more from you. Then number five, what is the ease of use? And do they have access to many ETFs? For instance, Vanguard is focused more on ETFs that are within what they have created. So I am giving you knowledge, though this knowledge is inside the paid course, but I'm saying that I've just answered one out of many other questions that you most likely ask. But it's very easy to understand. Any other question, I've been able to answer that question. Any other question, guys? Wow, I can see somebody has jumped on it. Well done. Well done. Good one. Well done. Any other question? Please, after tonight, the price will be moving back to 159. I think I have done well for my community whenever I give such discounts. In fact, some people even flog me that what am I doing with all I'm teaching? But for me, it's all about helping people. That's why I do it. All right. Any question? I can't see any question here. Let me see. Between two, I've answered that trading. So God bless you. I want to you want to do one-on-one. Is that what you mean? Easy baby. Is it one-on-one you mean? If it's one-on-one, just reach out to me. We can organize a class for next week. We'll have 2 classes. It's usually a 2 hours class. We are done. You understand? If it's one-on-one you mean, you can reach out to me and I'll organize a class for you next week. Any question, guys? God bless me. God bless you too. Thank you. I'm waiting for you. Can if your question is too long, you can come up here. Just use that link, that 2 human being, and send request and come up. Sir, please explain Cash ISA. Oh, okay, Cash ISA gang. Let me quickly explain. Well, hope you can still swallow spit by the time I finish. How can you reach me? You can reach me. Number one, follow me so that you don't follow the fake one. Number one, follow me. Number two, after you follow me, send a DM message to me. And the DM is primarily for those who are doing one-on-one. If it's the course, you don't need to reach me. Just screenshot this and go to your browser and type it in. You have paid for the class, but you are yet to be had. A link, a message has been sent to you from GD or school. Check your spam. Check your message. It has been sent. I sent it to you yesterday. Is that not Chibu K? I sent it to you today, rather. Is that Chibu K or something? I can't remember your name again. All right. How can you join the community? This is how to join the community. Screenshot this link. When you are done, type it into your browser. Another way in which you can get the link if we finish is when you go to my page. I will explain Cash ISA. I've not forgotten, please. I just want to answer some questions. When you go to my page, for instance, you will see this link here. Click on the link. Open it in a new browser. When you open the link, this is also the same access to get the course, Smart Investment Accelerator course. When you click on it, it's going to take you to that same page where you can choose your option of you want to pay with card or you want to pay with PayPal, Klarna, or ClearPay. For those who like splitting their payments. All right. So that is it. That is how you can join. But if you do one-on-one with me also, I'll still add you to the community for free because of updates, regular updates. It matters alone. All right. Investment is not something you should just do blindly. All right. So let me do the Cash ISA explanation before my sister. All right. She asked that question. I hope you'll be able to swallow spit by the time we finish this Cash ISA explanation. Let me turn my screen. I'm done, no, guys. I'm just responding to questions. All right. Cash ISA is one of the ISA system. Cash ISA. How does it operate? Number one, you must be a minimum or be 18 or above 18 years before you can open a Cash ISA account. That's number one. Number two, Adekunle, you're welcome. Welcome to the family. You just joined. Number two, the way your interest or your earning is determined is based on what we call the Bank of England interest rate. This Bank of England interest rate is the rate the Bank of England is approving to many lenders or people who are dealing in the financial markets. If you want to borrow money, okay, let me move it up a little bit. It's clear now. If they want to lend people money, they would have to use this rate to determine what they will charge people. So this is the same rate that most of the platform that is giving you Cash ISA to determine what they will pay you as interest. None of them will pay you interest that is higher than the Bank of England rate. None of them. And the Bank of England interest rate is not fixed. It can change as much as 2 to 3 times within a financial year. So this can go up. If it goes up, your rate from your Cash ISA also can go up a little bit. If it goes down, your rate from your Cash ISA also will go down. And many a times, I think the interest rate right now, I'm not sure the exact value again, right now, is around, if not less than 4%, is the interest rate. So it means that any platform giving you Cash ISA service will most likely not be able to give you above this Bank of England interest rate. So let's assume, some of you that are doing Cash ISA, what is your rate? Give us the rate. Let's use it for a real life example. What is your rate? Let's assume your current Cash ISA rate is 3.5% interest rate. It simply means that what you put into your Cash ISA in a year, this is the total possible amount you can get based on the interest rate. Somebody says 3.8. Thank you. Let's work with 3.8. So it means that if anything happens to this interest rate, this 3.8 can also go down if Bank of England interest rate comes down. But let's assume it is fixed at 3.8% in a tax year. It means that this 3.8 is the maximum amount I can get from anything I put in my cash ISA. That's number one. Number two, the way it is paid, they will divide it by 365 days. Why? Because they pay it per day. The interest comes in on a daily basis. But don't let's complicate the math. Let's keep it at this. So let's now assume that my beloved sister that asked this question, James Cake, was able to say, Jide, you have taught us about making our money work for us. And I have gone to Moneybox to open a cash ISA account because I want to be financially savvy and I want to be strategic about my finance. And I will be able to put £1,000 into my cash ISA. And my platform is saying they will give me 3.8% per year as my return. Guys, if I put £1,000, please, what will 3.8% of £1,000 be at the end of the year? Comment section, guys. What will it be? I'm expecting respond. What will 3.8% of £1,000 be at the end of the year? Aderoya, you want steal money? So all of us go don't put our money for inside cash ISA. Let me help you with the mathematics. £1,000 times 3.8% equals £38. So at the end of that tax year, your £1,000 has worked very hard. The bank has used it for business again and again and again. Hope you know when you give them money, they don't put it in the bank, sitting down, waiting there for you. They've used the money for business. They've turned over. They now send you a mail at the end of that year because you were able to fix it from the beginning to the end. And say, do you know you fall among less than 13% of British residents that invest into their future? Let me clap. And they say, as a faithful and dedicated investor and committed person thinking about his future, we are happy to let you know that your £1,000 has worked very hard in the past 365 days and has able to produce profit for you. Let me clap for you. We are glad to let you know that your £1,000 has produced a whopping £38 in profit. That means your £1,000 has worked very hard for 365 days. And the best it has produced for you is 38 because you are using cash ISA. Guys, is that a smart way of investing? Is that a smart way of making your money work for you? While the same £1,000 inside your stock and share ISA, using my 5 ETFs that I'm giving to them in the training, even if it produces only 20% in a tax year for you, that means that same money, £1,000, has worked hard to produce extra £200 for you. So you are better than the person who is even saving money in the bank, because that one is just losing money because of inflation. You are way better than the person putting money in the bank. But unfortunately, your money is working as slower than a snail. And you have to wait 365 days to make £38. I believe with this few explanation of mine, Being able to ask you, is that the smart way of making your money work for you? Have I answered your question? Guys, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Any other question? I'm wrapping up now, guys. Thank you for everybody joining. You're welcome. Like I said, by tonight, the price will be moving from 139 back to where it belongs, will be 158. And for those who are joining the community, please don't be the kind of people that buy course or buy training that can transform their life, but they don't open it because they are busy. Within 2 hours, you can finish it. Show me your setup. I will correct it if there's any error. So they have somebody who is holding your hand to work with you. So you are not working alone. Within 2 hours, you can finish it. So buy and use. That is why I am paying into the school community. Awesome. Yes, that's where you're paying into. Yes, that's right. The link I gave to you, when you open it, it will take you to where you can see the 2 payment options. All right, so let me do the example again. When you click the Jideneye, you open the jideneye.com/SI, it's going to bring you to this page. All right, so this is the page. You scroll down, you see the link if you want to use card as a means of payment. And this is if you want to use PayPal, Klarna, or ClearPay to separate your payment into 3 installments. You can use this as well. And once you start, you have access to it. I have put £6,000 in 3 years. I have got only $65 in interest. £6,000 in 3 years. Let me help you do that calculation now. All right, so let's split that 6,000 into 3 years, right? 3 years. Let's do a quick calculation. $6,000 into it for 3 years. 3 years will be how many months? That will be 36 months, right? 36 months means you are putting $166 every month, right? $166 every month at 20% return. And you are only doing it for 3 years. Though 3 years, you will not really see real growth. In 3 years, you will not see real growth. And I'm being honest with you because it's investing. All right, so let's keep at 166. Right, 20% return. Should I off my mic? Should I off my mic, or should I continue talking? They gave you $65. That same 3 years, you would have gotten $2,200 in interest. $2,225 in interest. The person that asked the Isaac question, Cash Isaac, thank you so much. At least we are showing, somebody is also showing us from real life example what it has become for her. I would rather remove $139 from that 6,000, go and use it to buy the course and learn how to move my money into a system that will work for me better. I, Jide, would rather do that than enriching one bank and using my money to grow fat from month to month. Somebody said, please check your inbox, as I have not seen, I think, the link. All right, you do, my brother, send a message to jideneye@gmail.com. Send a message to me, jideneye@gmail.com. I have sent it to you. I'm sure it's there. All right, send a message to me at jideneye.com. So I will send it to you again so that you can have access to it. All right, let me see if there's any question. Really? Oh, yes, really. Very real. I think there are no questions again. Or would... Okay, we'll do that now. Awesome. Do you have to download school app? Yes, you can if you want to. There's no crime in downloading it, so it's okay. You can download it. What's the email? Please, you don't need the email. I'm just telling him because he has a complaint. That is why. I'm just telling him. I don't like giving my email out to everybody. It's even a mistake to even mention it. He said I should wait, please. I am waiting, salted. You want to put salt in my life? I'm waiting, guys. Smart financial move, making your money work for you and taking care of the kind of future you want for us. And pay into the school app. And no, you don't. No. You don't start with the school app. That's why I say go to this link. Use this link in your browser. From your browser, it will request that you make payment first. After you make the payment, then if you don't have school account, it will tell you to create school account and automatically add you into the community. So you don't start with school app first. That's what I'm explaining. Please, do you know about BTC? What do you want to know? What do you want to ask about BTC? Even though we are not talking about BTC today, what do you want to ask? I've paid already. I can't wait. Also, I like speed. Money responds to speed. One of the key mistakes, I think this is a good time to talk about this. Mistakes that people do or make when it comes to investing in the market. Number one major mistake that people make when it comes to investing in the market is waiting for the right time to start. So they are saying, no, I don't have big money now. I cannot do it. So instead of starting now, they wait until maybe 3 years later. That's even if they will ever start. Until when they have money. Or they want to time when to start in the market. And they don't know that your leverage in the market is the time you have spent in the market. Not you trying to time when to start. For instance, I started last year. I did the one I showed you for last year, generated 45% return. That time in the market, you are just starting now, you cannot gain that time. So for every time you delay your starting in investing, you are losing the potential of opportunity that even your money can generate. We just did what £100 can become. £100 can become in 35 years. £100 in 5 years compared to 35 years, the result can never be the same. So don't try to time the market or ask what's the right time to start. The right time was many years ago. The next right time is now. Get to start it. Even if it's £50, you can start with. I will clap for the person who is starting with £50. That the person who is saying, I want to wait until I can put £200 before I can start. I will clap for the person who has 50. Because the person is already beating time. Because he's starting on time. That's number one. The second mistake which I see people make is ignorance. I see people investing ignorantly. They don't take their time to get the education. So they are rather using ignorance as the strategy, or using what somebody dropped on social media as the strategy. Guys, do you know the power of this knowledge? That you don't need to wait for another social media post to know what to do. With that knowledge, you can know the step to take. You know why you are doing this. You know when you are doing this. And because they are not having the right knowledge, losses would always be on a massive scale. See what I've just taught you guys tonight as against individual stock and ETF. Do you know how valuable that knowledge is? And that's just 2% of all the other knowledge that you will get in this training course. So you see, people are interested in the future, but they don't want to get the knowledge that will give them the future they are looking for. Can I always increase their, oh, my dear sister, my dear brother, sister, you can increase your amount. You can pause it in between. You can set it up in a way whereby just pick £200 from my account every month, automatically put it into my investment. So you don't need to touch it after the first setup. It just automatically keeps picking it gradually over and over. So anytime you have excess money that you feel like, I don't want to keep this money so that Timo and Amazon and life back in Nigeria does not collect in me, you can go back into your app and deposit it separate from the one that is taken monthly. You can deposit and say, add it to it for my future. So you can always do all these things. So back to what I was saying, that many people don't put money into what will take care of their future in form of knowledge. And this, unfortunately, is something that is very rampant among we blacks. Somebody said if you want to hide something from a black, put in it a book. If you want to hide it finally, go and put it in the library. Guys, to grow, to develop, those who joined me in Zion's section this morning, I said with knowledge, the house is filled with riches. So wisdom will build a house. Understanding will establish it, but understanding will not fill it with new things. It is knowledge. Another translation says, keep yourself abreast of development in things that can make you grow financially and make you better. Guys, detest ignorance with all your life. There's no crime to being ignorant, but there's a crime to remain ignorant. Somebody said poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. So go for knowledge. I just told you this month I paid somebody $450 to learn something. Next month now, for 2 months, every weekend I'll be in a class, Saturday and Sunday in a class. Ignorance is not a strategy, my people. Get the knowledge. Get the knowledge. Even if you feel you don't need it now or you are not ready for it now, get the knowledge. Get the knowledge. It's a difference. Thank you so much. Somebody asked a question. Is there any way to do a standing order? Oh, trust me, I just explained it. It's done by standing order. You just create a standing order. Move this money from my bank at this social date to this my trading 212 account, and it will invest by itself. Everything is covered inside the training, how to do it. Trust me, everything you would ever need or have as a question, it is covered in the training. Back to back, everything covered. That's one I can clap for myself and put feather on my cap. Everything that you need. And anybody that bought it and feel, I did not learn anything there, come and meet me. I will refund your money 100%. Like, I can vouch for it with my life. That one I can clap for myself again. So guys, it's been an awesome night. You're welcome, brother. It's been I say brother again, sorry, that name is sounding like a man's name. You're welcome, madam. Can you repeat what to look out for when you are choosing a broker? It's inside the course. You want to get Africans, we can do better, please. Please, we can do better. It's inside the course. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Let's have a beautiful night rest. I don't think there's any question again. So, guys, after tonight, if you go back there, the price will be moving to 159. I think I've done better for them. I'm really happy to join tonight. Awesome. You're conversation. Tomorrow is my last day. I've been streaming for 14 days. Tomorrow, my 15th day. Back to back, every day, 6 p.m. Wow. I call it Smart Financial Move Series. I do this once every quarter, whereby I talk about different topics that can help you position yourself here in the UK and have the kind of life you're looking for without waiting for the system to take care of you. Guys, the system was never designed to make you wealthy. The moment you jump on that bandwagon or waiting on the system, you're on your own. The future is blink. It will first look blur at age 67. Blur. So this is why I'm having this conversation, looking at different topics that can help us position ourselves and have the better life we came to the UK for. And I do this once every quarter. So I've been streaming for the past 13 days. Today is 14th day. Tomorrow is the last day. I'll be talking about something that is critical to success. I'll be talking about something that is very critical to success. Should I give this discount for people till tomorrow? Should I? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I'm not sure. But tomorrow we'll be having another conversation talking about something critical. Till why now? Oh God. Jide. Hey, somebody use prayer, voice that thing come out from my mouth. I have 4 people saying please. Okay. Yes, I will. I will keep it. So after tomorrow, the discount will be done.
Welcome to the club, bro. Welcome. The next step of action will be done for you. All right. So for those who use Pay, Klarna, and PayPal for payments, I'll be sending you the link to it immediately once I leave the live stream. Just check out for your email so that you can get the mail immediately. You can join it. For those who use, but anybody who use card automatically, it grants you access automatically. So how do you access the training? Just go to the classroom. Once you join the community, go to classroom immediately at the top menu. Click on classroom. The first course you see there, click on it and start. Just put water beside of you and paper. They start gradually. When you watch the first one, ask yourself, did you get what they said? If you not get it, you can rewind me. That's the only place where you can tell me, Jide, I don't understand, and you can remind me 14,000 times. Even if it's 2 a.m., you can wake me up inside that video training. And inside that video, you go watch me. That's the only place where you have full control over me, inside that video training. So everything is on your table now. Go and do something about it. Thank you. Money responds to speed, though. Speed matters a lot. Have a beautiful night rest, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow again by 6 p.m. UK time. Thank you for everyone who joined for the first time. Let me blow our trumpets for those who joined our community for the first time. This will be one of the best TikTok stream and section you would ever join, or community you will ever belong. Trust me, because you'll be hearing things that can transform your life and give you that advantage you need financially. Baba Shege, thank you so much. Have a lovely night rest, everybody. Bye bye. If you are not following me, please click the follow button. I will never come to your DM. Please let me remind you again. I, Jide, will never come to your DM to tell you about one investment or give you one link. Anybody who is doing it is a scammer and it's not from me. Please don't fall for them. It is not from me. Oh. Please don't fall from them. Just block them immediately they come, because we have a minimum of about 4 or 5 fake Jide Neye accounts on TikTok now. This is the only one for me. Please don't fall for them. If you are not following, you are losing money. That's one our anthem. If you are not following, the truth is you are losing money. That's the truth. Have a beautiful night rest, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. That's my OG there. Well done. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye. If you have any question, just come to my DM, please. I will not be the first one to message you. Come to my DM and I'll respond.